All right, let's talk about something so many of us deal with, but almost never talk about. And that's the lonely truth about emotional control. So let's just jump right in with a big question. Think about this for a second. What happens when controlling your emotions stops being a shield and starts being a cage? When it stops protecting you and starts isolating you? Okay, so our first section is all about the myth of control. We're going to look at the praise we get from the outside versus the price we actually pay on the inside. And look at this. The stuff on the left? I mean, we've all heard it a million times, right? Stay strong. Don't let them see you cry. Keep it together. Society just loves to praise us for being stoic. But then you look at the right side, and that's the real story, the hidden cost. We're talking about emotional distance, real loneliness, and of course, burnout. And here's the kicker. That constant desire to look strong, it pretty much forces us into silence. You just stop talking about what's really going on. You stop connecting. And you get so busy managing your feelings that you forget how to actually feel them. So why on earth do we do this to ourselves? Well, that brings us to our next section, the psychology of suppression. Let's dig into why we try so hard to hide how we really feel. Okay, so the official term for this is emotional suppression, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's when you consciously or even unconsciously just avoid, hide, or push down your emotions. Sometimes you know you're doing it, but a lot of the time it's just this automatic reflex, you know? And look, this stuff doesn't just pop up out of nowhere. It has real roots. Maybe it comes from your childhood where showing emotion wasn't really okay, or maybe from past trauma. But honestly, for so many of us, it's just plain old social pressure and that nagging fear of being judged, being seen as weak or dramatic or just too much. And the impact on your mental health? It's huge. Because here's the thing, suppressing your feelings doesn't actually make them go away. They just morph. They come back as this constant low-grade anxiety. And if you do it long enough, you can start to feel, well, numb, kind of like you're watching your own life from a distance. And it's just really, really hard to build deep connections with people when you can't even be real with yourself. Which naturally leads us to the heart of the matter, loneliness. It's a major side effect. This is where we see how those emotional walls we build inside create real, actual distance on the outside. The idea here is really simple, but so powerful. When you're constantly holding back, you're not just disconnected from other people, you're disconnected from yourself. It's like you become a stranger in your own head. So, who does this happen to the most? Well, you see it all the time with leaders who feel like they have to be the strong one, the rock. You see it with those stoic types who've always been praised for keeping a stiff upper lip. And you definitely see it with those of us who are just internal processors who think everything through on our own. I mean, does any of that hit a little close to home? Okay, so it's not all doom and gloom. What can we actually do about it? That's what our last section is all about, the path to balance. It's about a huge mindset shift, redefining strength not as control, but as awareness. So here's the new definition we're working with. True control isn't about shutting your feelings down, not at all. It's about letting yourself feel them, really feel them, without letting them take over and define who you are. It's a subtle shift, I know, but it is absolutely life-changing. So how do you actually start practicing this? Well, here are a few ideas. First, journaling. Just give your feelings a private place to live. Get them out on paper. Second, mindfulness. This is all about learning to just watch your emotions without judging them. And third, something called calculated vulnerability. It just means sharing one small thing with one person you really, truly trust. It's a start. And all of this really brings us back to where we started. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Controlling everything doesn't make you strong. It makes you silent. That pursuit of total control, it doesn't build you up. It just shuts you up. And that silence, well, that can be the loneliest place in the world. It's like a room you build around yourself, brick by brick, with every single emotion you push down. So I'll leave you with one last question to think about. A question just for you. Take a hard look at those walls, at that quiet room you've built, and just ask yourself, is your silence really serving you?